Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about some of the things that I know for sure. Marriage edition. Hey, get ready. So I've been married for about coming to 5 years now, and there are things that I know for sure about marriage, from my experience, of course. And the first one is the person you're married to right now, is the one. That person is the one. Like before marriage, there's either the right, the wrong, etc. But when you're married to the, immediately you say, I do. That is the one for you. Because I believe that God is a God of covenants and He desires that institution to thrive. So now that you've gotten married, that marriage can work. The only challenge is people have a hardness of heart. That is the only challenge. One, you're not content. You're looking at Mary's marriage. You're looking at Josephine's marriage. You're saying, Josephine married a nice guy. No, Josephine didn't marry a nice guy. Josephine is putting in the work. Yes, so I believe every marriage can work. Some will work easier because of the choices that you made, and then some it will be harder. You start a life of prayer. Like all of us need to pray in marriage, but some people, I think, the life of prayer starts the life of intercession. All because maybe you did not make the right choice. But now once you're in marriage, this person is the one. There's so many times when not so many times. There are times when Stephen has annoyed me and you're feeling, you don't even want to talk. But then the Holy Spirit nudges you and does, Lisa, go apologize. Or Lisa, speak, break the ice and things like that. So if your heart is willing to soften to the promptings of the Spirit, you're willing to die to self every day, you're willing to choose this person, then that marriage will work. But people are just not content. You're not forgiving. You're selfish. Then you begin thinking, I made the wrong choice. I didn't. This is not the one for me. The one for me is probably somewhere else. You stop that marriage. Again, you go to another one. The one you're married to right now is the one, because God desires that marriage to thrive. Just put in the work. The second thing I know for sure is that children will change everything in your relationship, in your marriage. So personally, I got a honeymoon baby, and sometimes I'm like, I wish I had more time with just me and my husband, just being there, because children really change everything. You can't go out without having to organize and plan. Where will leave the kids? Are they around? What happened? Are they okay? You have all these thoughts that keep, coming into your marriage. And sometimes, actually many times, people kind of put the marriage aside and focus on children. Before you know it, the marriage has actually been abandoned. You don't have time for each other. You're not prioritizing each other, all because you're focused on parenting. Just recently, Steve came back. He was coming back home, and then I called him like, hey, how far have you reached? And things like that. He's like, I'm almost there. I have a surprise for you. I was excited. I'm like, how far? It's like 10 minutes. I'm like, hey, but you drive a Subaru first. I was excited because I was like, oh, what does he have for me? Maybe it's a gift, because my love language is gifts. Maybe a new necklace. Oh, because the way he hyped me up, I was like, Jesus, thank you. Today you're speaking to him. Hey, he reaches home. I'm running to the car. Of course, the kids are following me. Daddy. I'm like, there's a surprise. He hands me a kite. You guys, I'm like, what's this? A kite? Yeah, King has always wanted a kite. So what? How does that affect me? What? You guys, I was not amused at all. I was like, I checked behind. I'm like, maybe he's kidding, because I actually thought he was joking. But the surprise was a kite for King, because King has always wanted a kite, to fly a kite. So he gives me the kite. We opened the kite, and I was so devastated. Okay, I was not amused, So it just goes to show you that things can change. Sometimes priorities are the children and things like that. But then, he saw my frustration, and he saw that She was not happy about it. The next day, he brought a serious surprise. Hey, now at least things were happening. But you see, it's that extra work. You have to be cautious that, okay, my wife is also present. And then also the ladies, every time you go to the supermarket, you don't think about the children. Think about your husband as well, So put in extra work. So that's what I know for sure, is that children can change things. So if you've not had children and you're still, enjoy that phase, enjoy it, because the next one, planning trips, man, you're here, you have to plan like 1,000 things before you actually move. So that's what I know for sure.
Light bulb moment, Lisa. Did you know that you can keep in memory up to 5,000 phrases? So people who pretend that they don't recognize us, you know us, you're just pretending. How can this not be among the 5,000? How?
The third thing that I know for sure is that love is not enough. Now, we have had this discussion across different platforms. Is love enough? What? Let me tell you, in marriage, love is like that saying, I love him, and then you stop at it. You love each other. Hey, I know you've had this analogy. Marriage is like, when you come into marriage, it's like a box. It's empty. And you have to put in things. You don't just expect things to be there, that in marriage we shall have romance. You have to put it. Sacrifice, forgiveness, all these nice things you have to put into the box so that the box is full. And every time the box is full, just things are just running over. But the more you take out from marriage, you don't listen, you don't understand, you're not patient, with one another, the marriage won't work. So just feeling those butterflies and you're there saying, oh, I love him, that is not going to work in marriage. So just put in that effort and ensure that both of you are doing it, because the problem comes when one party is doing all this and the other person is just relaxing, is chilling. That person gets worn out. The other person who's doing all the work gets worn out. And then you find that there is no kind of a middle ground. So love alone in itself, those butterfly feelings, they will go. And then you just look at your husband and you're choosing him every day. Even when he's annoying you, you're choosing to love him and to stick with him, and not just butterfly feelings. Are those ones, please? No, it didn't work. The other thing that I know for sure, this one, First Pembi, sex gets better every year. I don't know if you want to argue with me, but me, I know it's true. You begin marriage. Those guys who are in first year of marriage, please, there is hope. There is hope. Things are not. There is hope, because you start marriage and your sex is into the picture, but you're like, is this it? Like, what's going on? But as you get to learn one another, as you understand what she likes, what he likes, as you read all those books on sex, you begin to see that things are actually more enjoyable. Like, both of you are giving of self, So for me, it's that learning one another that makes sex beautiful. And of course, with every year of marriage, you're learning new things about one another. So if you incorporate all those lessons, and you just act on them, trust me, the sex gets better. For me, I'm almost 5 years now. Hey, every year we're like, this is the year. And then the next year comes, you're like, but this is the year. So please, if you're just in marriage for 1 year and you're feeling like sex, just wait for second year. You will enjoy. So there is hope for you. Don't forget that. Hope is there. The other thing that I know for sure is that you cannot do marriage alone. I don't care what anyone tells you, you can't do marriage alone. And what do I mean? It's important that you don't give up the habit of meeting with one another. Like, fellow marrieds, meet with one another, discuss issues, your challenges in marriage. Let me tell you, there's nothing you're going through that someone has not gone through before. And they have found a way around it. So it's important that you hear from those other people. Personally, we have a marriage fellowship where we, go and just, learn and then also give and all those things. So my husband has a men's group. Men also need their space to just talk about us and all the challenges they are facing, And, it's a good community for men to just pour out, because it's hard for men to actually share. But when men of similar value system come together and then share and learn, you realize that, I'm not alone. And actually, we can go through it. And also me, I have a wives group. Let me tell you guys, that group has blessed me. There are times you go for a fellowship together with the wives and someone just says one small thing. It seems small, but that thing changes your marriage for them. Like someone shares something, why don't you do this? And then you're like, wait, you do it and your marriage actually flourishes, all because you are together with people with similar beliefs, that you're all married and you're sharing the passion to actually build your marriages. So this thing takes work, like I've mentioned before. So if you have that sort of accountability, people you can talk to. What happens if you get a crush on another person? Who are you going to run to? You need to be able to have someone you can tell, things are not kawaii, and then they rebuke you properly and you fall in line. But when you're alone, you easily just meander and things actually can go south. So have that sort of accountability. Read from books, because sometimes we learn not only from other people physically, but through books and things like that. So please find a community of married people. That I know for sure is going to improve your marriage and it's going to take your marriage to another level. I guarantee it. So this list is not exhaustive, but those are some of the few things that I know for sure about marriage. Let me know in the comment section, what are some of the things you're sure about, about marriage? Someone can learn from you. We're always here to learn. Let's share with one another. Let's learn from one another. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found value in this video. My name is Kusiima, and as always, I'm here to inspire.